I have done so many intro videos and I just feel like I sound and look so dumb. So I'm trying this again. This is gonna be my last video. I don't care how this turns out, I'm just gonna do it. So welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first video I'm doing, which was this soft glam look with no foundation. I'm not a makeup artist whatsoever, but I definitely know how to experiment and trial and error, I guess. I definitely have some friends that are way better makeup artists than me. I just, just here. A lot of my friends try to get into the makeup and don't know how to get started, don't know where to go from there. And this video is for you guys. I definitely want to help people be more bold in what they're doing. Like, if you look dumb, who cares? You could just wipe it off and keep going. So this is for you guys. I also want to know your thoughts. I want to know if you guys like this, if you guys don't like this, what you guys would rather see. And if you do like this, I want you guys to like and subscribe. And if you want to see how I did this look, this soft glam look, no foundation, please keep watching. Thanks, guys. So what I like to do is I like to start on my eyes in case there's any fallout or anything like that. It doesn't mess with the rest of the makeup on my face. So I went in with this Makeup Forever Palette 9 Artist Shadow Palette with this color S102, which is just that black. And I like to use this as my liner because sometimes I'm not that good at using regular liner and it just makes a mess. So I like to just do this for my days where I'm just doing a quick glam. So I'm going in really close to my lash line and making sure that I'm just getting as much color as possible. I like using shadow too because it's buildable. So if I want it really, really black, I just keep going in. If I want it kind of just a soft black, I just build it the way I want it to. Again, as you can see, I'm just getting really close to my lash line. This is me remembering that I didn't tell you guys the brush, and this is a Lancome brush, and it just says liner, and yeah, it doesn't have a number on it or anything like that. So now I'm going in with the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer SX06 using my Makeup Forever 144 brush. I love this brush for concealer. Love, love, love. You could see me dabbing a little bit. This is just to pick up, and sometimes I put too much concealer, so I want to make sure I pick it up, and that's why I use my finger in some of this, because sometimes the brush just moves that concealer around instead of picking it up. You can also use a beauty blender for that, which is helpful for that as well, but I don't think I could find my beauty blender at that time, so I just used my finger instead. Now I'm going in with this Marc Jacobs fine liner in the color Nudist. What I like to do with this is I like to use it on my lower lash line. It makes the eyes appear more awake. It sometimes makes your eyes appear a little bit bigger. And you have to keep in mind when you are doing these kinds of things, you have to make sure it fits with your face. I know a few people sometimes put this liner inside their eyes and it just doesn't go with the shape of their eyes because their eyes are too small or their eyes are too narrow. So you just want to make sure when you're doing these things that it fits your face, and it really is trial and error. So now you can see the difference of what that is doing to my eyes. So now I'm going back in with that same Makeup Forever palette. What I'm going to do now is highlight my inner corner with the ME512 color. I hate that they don't have names. Why is it called ME512? What is that? Anyway, so what I'm using is this brush. It doesn't have a name. Just to highlight the inner corner. This also helps you look more awake. It's all about the tips and tricks, girls. All about the tips and tricks. So now I'm going in and just taming my brows with this e.l.f. Wow Brow in medium brown. One thing I do want to mention is when you guys are taking care of your eyebrows, whether you're drawing them in, filling them in, you want to make sure that you pick a color that's lighter than your current eyebrows. So this is what the finished product looks like. Gotta clean it up a little. So next I'm gonna start on my face. Okay. So since we're not doing any foundation today, we're going to go ahead and get started on bronzer. This is the Estee Lauder Star Bronzer Natural Glow in Lumiere 01. What I like to do is I use this as, per se, contour, but I don't like to contour just because that could just look so unnatural sometimes. So I'll go in with the bronzer and just add that natural glow from within. This is me realizing that I should have done something before this, and now I'm going to go ahead and reverse back to spot concealing any areas on my face that I want to get rid of since we aren't using foundation. So now I'm going to go back in and go ahead and get started on that bronzer again. So the brush that I'm using is a Makeup Forever brush 130. This is my favorite brush I have ever owned in my life. If anything happens to this brush, I'll probably just buy it again, but it is not cheap. If you have a big forehead like me, make sure you get your hairline just to make sure that you're shadowing those places and making your forehead appear smaller. Okay, jam sesh. I think I was listening to I Need a Girl Part 2. Make sure you bring that bronzer down to your neck as well, just to make everything appear. So next we're going to do highlight. I like to use the NARS Orgasm highlight. This was limited edition. I actually don't know if they sell this in stores anymore, but it is my favorite highlight, and you guys will just see why in a second. So I usually put about 1 or 2 drops on the back of my hand, so that way I just work with it that way. And you want to apply the highlighter on everywhere where the light hits. Your cheekbones, your nose, your chin, under your brows, on top of your brow bone. Again, anywhere the light hits. And then you want to begin to blend it all out. You could use your fingers, which I'm using here. Sometimes I use a beauty blender, depending on how I feel about my skin that day. The beauty blender I usually use when my skin's not too hot. So this is what it looks like, and this is me checking myself out, making sure I got everything blended, making sure the light's hitting the right ways, and blending it out if it needs to be blended a little bit more. So next I'm going in with this NARS Blush and Orgasm Cream Blush. I like using this on the back of my hand and working with it that way, the same way we did the highlighter. I love using creams. You're going to notice I use them a lot just because it gives you that more natural dewy look. So I'm going in with this Real Techniques sponge and just getting the excess off, like I'd mentioned earlier, and rubbing it out with my fingers. So this is what the finished product looks like once I have rubbed it all through my skin. Now I'm going to go in with the Powder Orgasm NARS blush just because I want my cream blush to last longer. So I'm going to be using the Sephora Pro Contour Brush number 79 and using that on the apples of my cheekbones. Is that what it's called? The apples of my cheekbones? I don't know. And then just rubbing that through. I like to put it on my forehead too because it makes it look very natural, makes it look like this is your natural glow. So next I'm going back into that Makeup Forever palette that I've been using with that same color we used for the inner highlight in the top right corner. And what I'm going to do with this is highlight my nose to make it look like the light is hitting it more, because your nose is what gets the most light, so it gives it that glow. Back into the inner corner to make sure that it's matching with my nose, because if your inner corner highlight and your nose highlight don't match, it looks really weird. And then my Cupid's bow. You want to make sure not to put too much there or you'll begin to look sweaty, so just enough. So next I'm going to go in and do my mascara. I'm doing the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I don't usually use this mascara, but I used it for this video because it was the closest one. So I'm just going in and doing my mascara as I usually would. I definitely make sure that I clean off the top of the mascara like you just saw me do, just because it can get so clumpy if there's mascara at the tip of your wand. So you want to make sure you do that. You don't want to re-dip your mascara either, because that's how it begins to look clumpy. And then just brush it through. Now I'm going to go into the other eye and do that as well. So lastly, I like to go in and do my lips because it ties the look all together. I'm going to go in using this Morphe liner in the color Clingy and begin to line my lips. So I noticed my lips were dry, so I went and got Vaseline, and I'm going to prep my lips with that. So I'm going in with the KKW Beauty Lip Gloss. It's some gold shimmer. I'll have to find the name and put it in the link below. But I just put it on top of my lip liner. And any moment now I'm going to realize I do not like how this looked together. And that was the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off and get started with another lip color, which is normal. And this is where the trial and error comes in that I mentioned. So I'm going in with this Laura Mercier color. I'll put it below as well, and just trying that this time. Cleaning it up if I need to. And that was the moment I realized I didn't like this color either. So my absolute favorite product that I knew would not fail me are the Lancome Juicy Tubes. I don't know if you guys as moms used to get those Lancome sets, and it would have all these Juicy Tube colors in it, and I stole all of my mom's, and I still have them way later. And she never uses them, so I've definitely put them to use. So that was the winner here. So I like to look at my makeup when I'm done and see what I'm missing, see what I need to add, look at it in different lights. And I realized that I needed a little bit more highlight on my Cupid's bow just because we wiped so much and I needed to add more. So that's what I'm going in and doing here with that same Makeup Forever palette. A little jam sesh. So this is the finished product. You can put a little setting spray if you like. I don't like to use setting spray just because it feels so heavy to me. But this is what the final look looks like. Thank you guys.